Here yet. They're about to do a public information release. We're gonna go over and grab it, but I wanted to make sure this microphone was working real quick. There ain't nobody coming. You guys hear me? Anybody?
That's why you gotta keep it running in the attics. Fine. Yeah. And everything, and especially down in Louisiana, it's below sea level at that point.
Yeah.
So remember that was the.
Yeah, I suppose, and then the attic gets blown off, right? So then you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have the press release right here.
But I remember when Hurricane Andrew went by and we were going to Florida, I think the insurance companies didn't want to pay for the houses because some of them
They got the microphones set up here. Can you guys hear me all right? Hello, hello. Anybody here? Good. Trying a new setup here. We'll see how it works.
Yeah, like Katrina one, I thought was kind of the most bizarre as far as.
But this is the other side of where I was earlier. On the other side, I'd say there is that car over there on the left of this bridge. And looks like they have the crime scene van over there now. So lots of news stations are out here now. Right here is, this side of the bridge is 7th and Payne. How is the microphone coming? Can you guys hear me good behind it? It's facing forward. Let's see. So this was a homicide investigation, and they're about to do a press release very shortly here. Not sure. This is the same one I was at. This is just the other side of it, and they're doing a press release shortly. So I wanted to grab that and cover the story completely. Yeah, I'm on the actual, like the other side of the tape, and then the car's there on the left. Kind of behind the scenes of a press release there. officers, the public information officer.
Got a clip onto your mic stand here. Morning, Steve. Hey, Natalie, how are you?
Good, how are you doing? Want me to put that in my pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Put it over this one. You can do it if you, wherever you want. Yeah.
Well then, yeah, we'll have you stand right there. All right. I guess, Natalie, you can look in between us here.
Okay, I'll look at Steve.
Yeah. I'm ready when you guys are. All right, Natalie, you know the drill. Name, rank, and spelling.
Everybody good?
Yep.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Natalie Davis. I'm a PIO with the St. Paul Police Department. My name is spelled N-A-T-A-L-I-E-D-A-V-I-S. Unfortunately, we're here this morning to talk about a deadly shooting that occurred in the Dayton's Bluff neighborhood on our city's east side. At about 8:45 this evening, officers were sent to the intersection of 7th Street East and Mounds Boulevard for shots fired. When officers arrived on scene, they located a man inside a vehicle, a male, believed to be in his late teens, inside a vehicle who was unconscious, not breathing, and suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Officers immediately secured the scene. They rendered aid and called for St. Paul fire medics. Fire medics arrived and transported the victim to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead at the hospital. Our homicide unit investigators were called in, and they're working with to locate any witnesses to help them better understand what took place and to find the person or people responsible for the shooting. Our forensic services unit is here processing the crime scene and area, looking for any evidence. Preliminary information at this time indicates that this shooting could be connected to a road rage incident, but it's unclear how the victim was involved in that. There's been no arrest made at this time. The Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office will conduct an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death and positively ID the victim. That, along with any other updates, will be released on our department's Twitter page at SPPDMN. We're asking for the public's help. If you guys know anything about this, please call the homicide unit at 651-266-5650. And this is the 21st homicide this year for our city.
Natalie, I was just going to ask about that, and this is also the third in 24 hours for the city here. Number one, how is there been any impact on staffing here at all? I mean, how are y'all holding up at this hour here?
Yeah. Well, what I can say is cops are tired. I mean, it's really heartbreaking. It's deeply concerning, not just for us, our cops being stretched thin and tired and overworked. Every time there's a homicide in our city, detectives are called in to work these throughout the whole night. We'll have homicide investigators here, into the next day, working hard to bring justice to the family and the victim. So what I can tell you is it's deeply, deeply concerning.
You said this was precipitated by some sort of road rage incident. Do we know where that road rage incident took place initially?
right now we've got homicide investigators that are working on that. They're talking to witnesses at headquarters right now, so we don't want to release that information at this time.
When I was up there, I saw a red Jeep Liberty and another white vehicle. Do we know which vehicle is which here?
We don't, and just to protect the integrity of the investigation, we're just going to hold off on releasing that information right now. I can tell you, I just think about as a mom and as somebody that's lived in the city and raised my kids on the east side of St. Paul, that I can't imagine what the families of these 3 people now in the last 24 hours feel. And so what we really need is we really need the public's help. If you don't want to call the police, call Crime Stoppers. Talk to a clergy member. Talk to a St. Paul city leader that you trust. I just feel like our luck's run out here. When we look at that, we look at the numbers. We've had over 1,350 shots fired calls in our city. That's up. It's up 5% from last year. If we look at, we've had over 150 people shot in the city. That's up from last year. So, unfortunately, our luck is running out, and we need to put a stop to this violence. We all feel that. So we're really just asking for the public's help tonight. Thank you.
Thank you,
If
Natalie.
you want the public's help, wouldn't you want to give out where the road rage may have happened if somebody saw
Yeah,
an exchange or anything? Or
Yeah.
you going to do that later?
we are. We're going to wait till the investigators can get really, solid information before we put out any updates. But yes, we will be putting out updates on our Twitter page.
Okay.
Thank you.
Natalie, I'll get that.
Oh, yeah, you
Yep.
don't mind
Thank you.
taking my
No, it's
question.
okay.
This is official press release here. And like she mentioned, they have the crime scene investigating van down there. Appears to be a public road rage, or possible road rage. We're still doing some investigating down there. But it's kind of what a press conference looks like, in case you guys were ever curious.